Hello, everybody. It's your old buddy, Jimbo. Blue Collar Beer Review. Back at it again. One beer, one take, all for y'all. Spin them and put them away. You know, got ourselves a fancy one today. You know it. A viewer, a listener, follower, some would say. One of my subscribers dropped this beer off for me, and it's a pretty crazy beer. So let me thank you. I read the beer. That's my research. You know, I like to read the beer and see what it has to say. So I'm super informed for y'all because, you know, I'm doing it all for y'all. I have no skin in this game whatsoever. None. I don't even really like beer that much. It's just something to do. It's not true. I love beer. I love y'all. So let's get to it. Let's get to it because this has got a lot of stuff. It's baby beer, but it's got a lot of things to like about it. You guys know it's the simple things. It's the simple things in life that do it for me. So this is a Coop Ale Works. OKC, Oklahoma. That's right. This is a bourbon barrel aged rye wine ale. Bourbon barrel aged rye wine ale. Yeah, Territorial Reserve. That's what it's called. Territorial Reserve. It's got a little chuck wagon on it and a rifle. Any beer with a weapon on it. It's a beer for old Jimbo. Old Jimbo loves weapons. This was brewed in 2019. That's right. These beers, you can age them up to 4 years. And in fact, they encourage aging these beers. You got to age them out a little bit. Like I said, this was 19. It says made early 19. So 19, 20, 21. We're 2.5. We're right in the sweet spot, I'd say, for this beer. Sweet spot. Because this beer is supposed to get a little sweeter. And this beer falls in the strong ale category. All right? And this is a malt forward beer, so you know they're front loading the hops, the malt when they're brewing this in the brewing process, okay. And then they age it out in oak barrels, okay, and they double age them. So they age this in the factory or where they make it, Coop Ale Works, where they make it. They double barrel age it for almost a year. So yeah, so this beer's almost 3.5 years old, really. If you talk about them aging it where they're at. So it's pretty exciting. This beer, like I said, it's got that oak and caramel flavor to it. And it's supposed to have a taste of toffee and toasted coconut. So they got that going for it. So they throw that into the mix too. And everyone knows what toffee is, right? Everyone knows. Nobody really knows what toffee is, do they? We've heard it about candy bars and stuff. We've known about toffee our whole life. But what is it? Can you tell me? I'm going to tell you. I'm going to give you a quick, brief thing. Toffee is a confection. You cook it up, and it's made by caramelizing sugar or molasses along with butter till you cook it and you caramelize it till it gets to the cracking point, which is about 300 degrees Fahrenheit. So and then it turns into a nice brittle toffee, in the candy bar. That's what toffee is. So they throw some of that toffee in here, extra sugar in this thing. It's a fancy way. Toffee is basically a fancy way saying, I put a buttload of sugar in this beer and I put a buttload of sugar or molasses and butter, and everybody knows everything's better with butter and everything's better with sugar in it. So it's just a trick. It's a trick, but we're falling for it because everybody loves tricks, right? So let's be silly rabbits, and tricks are for kids. So this bottle, it's a baby bottle, like I said, but it's a little better than a baby bottle. It's not just 12 fluid ounces. It's 12.7 fluid ounces. So we got a 0.7 extra fluid ounce. So that's good. That's a good thing. It's better than a can of beer. It's bigger than a can of beer. But what's really special about this beer is the ABV. ABV, 12.4 alcohol by volume. So it's a big beer. It's a baby beer, but it's baby beer strong. And, that's how I like them. If I'm going to do a baby beer, I'm going to do a baby beer that's strong. It's like a Lou Ferrigno baby beer. I imagine this beer would be like J.J. Watt when he was little. He was just a baby, but he was... I don't know. And the best part about it is it's got the poppy top on it. It's got the turny takey offy, and sometimes they're duds, bloop, but then sometimes they shoot. So let's see what fate has in store for us today. Fail or bail. I don't know. It's gonna be fun. Here we go. And we're going to do the look, listen, and smell. We're going to do the double dump. We're doing all that. We're doing it all. Plus, we got this extra part. The twisty. And the poppy. Come on. Oh, this is a dud. Let me do that again. This one is really on there. Super tight. No. You need those. I'm telling you, you need those Belgian beers, those farmhouse beers or whatever. Those are the ones that boom, that pop out. So let's do the double dump. You can't be disappointed. You gotta take what you gotta make Beerade out of beer, something like that. Oh yeah, look at that. It's a rye beer. Ooh, good gosh. That is crazy color right there. I mean, it is dirty. That is a dirty bird right there. It's just filthy. There's stuff floating around in it. It's dark. I cannot even see my finger through it. It looks wonderful. Even though there's not much of a head, it's talking. Now, I don't know why they call it a rye wine ale. There's no wine in this. There's no wine. None. They don't use wine in the brewing process. Maybe they use wine yeast or I'm not sure. But there's no grapes in this. There's none of that. So I'm going to get back to you on why they say that. Or it's just something they say because it's boozy as hell and it's as strong as wine. Maybe that's why it's wine ale, because the ABV, the gravity of this is so high. So with all that, cheers. I should be drinking this out of a wine glass. Do you want me to get a wine glass? Should I do that? I'm not going to do that. That would be ridiculous. And I don't do ridiculous. So, here's looking at you guys. And gals. Or whatever your preferred pronoun is. Come on. Nothing. tried. It seemed like it was going to happen, but the burps have been a bust lately. I just haven't really got a really good one. Oh well. This beer is wonderful though. By the way, yeah, it's got a great mouthfeel. And what I mean by mouthfeel is that it's just not gone. It's you drink it and it's all there, and you can actually, the taste kind of lingers, and it just doesn't, it's not in your tongue or on your throat. You can actually, you get a tingly or a buzz or a feeling in your mouth with a good beer. It leaves an aftertaste that is different than the taste of the beer. And that's where you can kind of really taste the different subtleties of these beers, where they're talking about the coconut or what have you. And you can, and I imagine if you sip a beer long enough and you can really, really start to do it. I'm just hammering them back because, time is short. Beer is delicious, and I'm not a sipper. No. So, hey, this beer is super freaking awesome. This Cooper Ale Works Traditional Reserve Bourbon Barrel Aged Wine Ale is most definitely Jimbo approved. You know what I'm talking about. I see you out there. Leave a like, tell a friend, and leave a comment. I'm not going to tell you again. I'm gonna tell you again. Yo, buddy Jimbo.